Hello, I'm Tommy Danger from Mungo's Hi-Fi, and I've been producing a lot of the music for Mungo's over the last 20 years. No one's ever really seen in our studio before, apart from the artists that come and record here, so we thought it's about time we showed you some of the equipment we use and how we go about making music in here. So let me give you a little tour. So we moved here about 7 years ago, and it was just an empty warehouse with a concrete floor. So we built 2 studios, an office, and there's storage for our sound system and all our vinyl stock. And over here we've got the Wall of Fame, where some of the artists who've recorded with us have signed their name. Got Johnny Clark, Daddy Freddie, Little John, Top Cat, Ranking Joe, Marina P, Dennis Al Capone, Mighty Diamonds, Little Roy, Kiko Bun. But what often happened was that I was buzzing so much after recording I'd forget to ask the artist to sign their name. So some of the artists we've worked with the most, like Eva, Charlie, Solo, Kenny, Whitey, Mr. Williams, still need to sign their name. So I've put their pictures up and put a Sharpie here to remind me to get them to do it next time they're in. Then over this side we've got Errol Dunkley, King Yellowman, Tony Tuff, and the legend Sugar Minot. Down here we've got my guitars. I built this one when I was 16 for a school project, and I still use it now, even though it's a bit shonky. It sounds okay. And this is my bass that I use on live tracks. And it's called a Gibson Ripper. This is an electric double bass that my brother made and donated to the studio. These big boards in the corners are there for a couple of reasons. One is that they stop the bass collecting the corners, which means the bass is more accurate in the mixing position. And these holes disperse the reflections from the sound, but they also open up to make a mic booth. And these open as well. And it's great because it means you can be in the same room as the artist when you're recording, which gives a better connection. And all these other panels open up as well to give you 3 booths. So if I'm recording a horn section, I can give them each a separate mic and separate their sound. And down here we've got some old valve amplifiers. This one's a 1959 field amp, and it was actually designed as a portable recording preamp, so you could plug it into a battery and record if you're out and about. This is a 60s tape deck, and even though the tape part doesn't work, I still use the preamp for recording guitar and bass. Got a fat synth here, digital delay and reverb. Then these black boxes are Universal Audio Apollos, and what they do is emulate high-end studio gear, which I could never afford or even get hold of. And out of anything I've bought for the studio in the last few years, these have upped my game the most. They're absolutely brilliant. This is my delay unit, which I've used on almost every Mungo's track I've produced. Down here we've got a Moog filter and a Vermona filter. And this thing's really versatile. I use it sometimes for enhancing the sub in a bass line, but you can also put drums through it and it gives a kind of tape emulation sound. And this is the controls for my spring reverb made by Benny Dub in Spain. And the spring is mounted down here with the cable spaghetti, so I don't accidentally step on it and make a thunderclap. But the controls lets you filter the sound and add some effects to it. It's my mixing desk. That's another, this is a dub siren made by Benny as well. And usually we use this with the sound system, but since lockdown I've stolen it from the van. I've been using it in the studio, and it's great because you use it as a siren or shorten the sounds and use it more for percussive sounds. And oh, this is my Lazy Boy mixer, so it's hooked up to the first 2 channels on the desk, and usually I use it on drums so I can do quick fades without battering the mixing desk. It's basically a fader out of a DJ mixer. And that's my studio.